Hi there. Thank you so much for using FitQuiz. This video is going to show you how to navigate within the performance dashboard. This dashboard is available to all the shops using FitQuiz on Shopify, and you can find it by logging in on Shopify to your store, going to apps, and there finding FitQuiz. And typically you will see this screen as soon as you clicked on FitQuiz and open the app. This dashboard consists of two main parts, the one in black, which is last month's summary, and then below we have a detailed view with a few additional metrics as well. So let's start with the last month summary. This summary shows three key metrics: FitQuiz monthly active users, FitQuiz user conversion rate from using FitQuiz to purchase, and non-FitQuiz users conversion rate. The metrics are calculated for the calendar month and the previous month. So one typical question we get about this part is, if you, let's say, just launched today, or maybe a week ago, for example, it's, let's say, 2nd of May, because there is no data for the previous month of April, it means that these numbers will be 0. And only on the 1st of June or 2nd of June, you'll be able to see this part updated with the numbers for the previous calendar month, which is May. We have received some feedback about that, and this is something that we will be addressing in the near future to make it a little bit more flexible. But for now, that's just one word of caution to make sure that you don't get worried when you see zeros here when there is no calendar month metrics to show. Another thing to mention, it's a little bit about the sort of phrasing that we use here. CR stands for conversion rate, and in this case, it's typically going to be add to cart conversion rate that we will be showing here. Then in terms of the other metrics, we have new users and regular users. So new users are those that are using FitQuiz for the first time, and they're filling out the questionnaire and so on. And then regular users are customers who have already used FitQuiz before, and now they're coming back to the website and getting automatic recommendations. When you go into detailed view, we always compare the selected view with the previous period. So here you can select a specific date range, like let's say last 30 days, 90 days, year to date, and so on. Or you can also select the custom range, and you can choose whether you want to compare it to the previous date, to previous dates, or not show any comparison. Let's go quickly through the numbers. Firstly, every metric that you see here, if you hover over the title, you will see a little bit of an explanation. And of course, if at any point you are not sure about what this metric means or how it's calculated, please do reach out to us at support@easysize.me. So firstly, it's total add to carts with FitQuiz. So here we show you a number of add to carts that were made with the size that was recommended. So meaning that it only shows add to carts that were after using FitQuiz, and more importantly, for cases when the shopper did not change the recommended size. The percentage number here, it shows you the change compared to the previous period. So in this case, it's going to be for the period from 4th of May till 10th of May. In general, I would say that obviously in red, if the numbers are going down, green, if the numbers are going up. Typically, this could indicate that perhaps the traffic on the website has decreased, or maybe there are some non-supported products. So that's something that always to look for. After that, we have two add to cart conversion rates with FitQuiz and without. So with FitQuiz, you see it here, and it is calculated from add to cart to purchase with the size that was recommended by FitQuiz and is added to cart without changes. And without FitQuiz is cases when a shopper either did not use FitQuiz at all or they changed the size. So here you can see that without FitQuiz, the conversion rate was 6.6%. With FitQuiz, it was 9.6%. And again, the percentage here shows the change of this metric compared to the previous period. Next, we have funnels. So here we are showing funnels for new users. so those who are using FitQuiz for the first time, and regular users, those who have gotten the automatic recommendation. The funnels there are going to be slightly different, just simply because of the user interaction. So with new users, the interaction starts by a shopper seeing FitQuiz button on a page. So that's where you see the page view. So in this case, for this period, it was 4,834. And how many of those clicked on the FitQuiz button. So here you will see the percentage of those who click. So in this case, it's 1.55%, and the actual number is 75. Size recommended. So this means how many of those customers went through the questionnaire in the FitQuiz and got the size recommendation. So in this case, it's 88% or 66 cases. And how many of those recommended sizes were added to cart? And here we are talking about specifically added to cart straight from the widget itself, or after a person closed the widget and added it from the product page. For regular users, the funnel is a little bit different, because in that case, like after you've used FitQuiz for the first time, our algorithm will try to automatically recommend sizes for you for all the new products that you'll be checking out. So it means that by default, like size auto recommended, we will try to cover as many cases as possible. The second number here, figure here is size pre-selected. So you see here that only around 61% of recommended sizes were pre-selected, and that essentially means that the difference between those two, so 39%, were sizes that were out of stock. I mean, we'll talk about out of stock a little bit later, but that's just something for shops to look out for, because it means that a lot of those recommendations that we're giving are not able to convert to purchases because the sizes are not in stock. And then finally, again, recommended size added to cart. So again, in all the cases here, we are only talking about add to carts that happened without changes to the recommended size. Then we have two metrics, one of them being predicted sizes, so how many size recommendations were made, and add to cart, so how many recommended sizes were added to cart, both for new users and regular users. And here you can see it as a chart, as well as the total numbers and the difference in the usage. Then finally, we have two additional metrics. So one of them is non-supported products. So here it shows you cases, or like how many products on your website you have that FitQuiz is missing information for. So in this case, this is the perfect case where all of the products on the website are supported. But if you see that the number is incorrect here, or like the number is not 0, then it means you need to head to catalog and calibration to review if there are any products that are not configured and are not currently supported by FitQuiz. And finally, we have recommended sizes out of stock. So this metric has been asked about a lot by merchants, and that's the reason why we added it here. And it shows you, first of all, in general, how many recommendations are out of stock. So in this case, you see that in this period of 6 days, in fact, 322 size recommendations were out of stock, which is, of course, a rather large number. But on top of it, you can also review a more detailed report if you click here. So it will load and it will show you how many recommended sizes for which products were out of stock. So for example, in this case, you can see that charcoal joggers in the size 34-32 were out of stock 22 times, or a t-shirt in size large was out of stock 11 times. This is a great insight for you as a shop to know which items are often out of stock and you're losing sales on, and rethink your inventory and merchandising. So these are the key metrics that we currently have in the dashboard. We are planning to add more metrics to this dashboard. So one of the metrics that has been asked a lot about is purchases. So this is something that will be coming in most likely before autumn this year, so in the next 3 to 4 months. And then similar to that, if you are tracking your returns directly on Shopify, we also will be displaying returns here as well. So those are the two key metrics, returns and purchases, that we are planning to add before autumn in the next couple of months. In addition to that, if you are on the pro or premium plans, in addition to this dashboard, you also are receiving PDF reports on a monthly basis that have a little bit more insights like gross sales, and how many purchases were made with the recommendation, in-depth return analysis, benchmark comparison, and so on. So if you are interested in seeing those metrics, please reach out to our support and we will help you to upgrade and show you the examples of those reports as well. Final thing, a little bit about how these metrics are calculated and how often they are updated. So the metrics here, they are based on our tracking as well as Shopify tracking. So some of the events we are getting directly from Shopify, like for example, page views, and other events we are getting from our internal traffic, like tracking like clicked on FitQuiz and how many recommendations were made and so on. We follow Shopify's guideline in terms of how we define unique user or active user and so on. So with that regards, it should be all similar and matching what you're seeing on your Shopify dashboard as well. The numbers here are updated automatically. Please keep in mind that typically you will see here numbers that are 1 or 2 days delayed. So for example, I'm recording this video today, which is 18th of May, and you can see that the numbers for May 16th have not been updated fully yet. So the update of the numbers happens automatically, but it typically takes us 24 to 48 hours to recalculate the metrics and kind of update the aggregation. It's an automatic process, but that's just one thing to keep in mind, that we are not showing the numbers for yesterday or today. We typically show the numbers from 2 days ago. That's it on the dashboard. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to our support, or you can also ping us here in the FitQuiz bot. You can also always review catalog and calibration to see which products are not configured and the missing support of FitQuiz, as well as update the design of FitQuiz in the customization panel. Hope it helps. Please let us know if you have more questions about the dashboard and if there are any metrics you would like us to add.